So this is Margaret. 72, you could say that this is the in between. And she got, by the way, a different type of dementia. To be honest, I don't know the difference between, because I'm not a medical specialist, but Alzheimer is different from vascular dementia. So it's another type of problem that maybe superficially looks the same, but you need maybe a different persona for this. Because this is a person with a different context, different background for the dementia. And you can see that this is a person who didn't recognize herself that it was a dementia case. It's different from Alzheimer, and she just says, well, everybody got memory problems when you're old enough, so this is nothing. And you can see, so this is the other people recognized for themselves. They, I'm not saying accepted, but they were aware and they were willing to say, yes, I'm diagnosed with Alzheimer. And here she says, no, there's nothing. I just have a bad memory. So you need not tell the children. There's nothing. Everybody who gets old loses a little bit of his memory. Nothing special. So this is a different persona again. And you can see, I'm not old enough for that. So they would just refuse to accept or refuse to recognize. Right? So you need a different persona for this type of case. Right? So, and here are some proposals that the British report came up with. And again, it's at this time it's just thinking of possible solutions, possible services. So one possibility is to have some kind of a concierge. So somebody who can keep information available to make sure people know where they are, what's the time. So when you can find somebody who is always available for you to help you, to say you should go to the doctor this afternoon, or you already had dinner, so you can now go and relax and watch television. You need not sit and wait for the food, you got it already. So just somebody who helps people identify where they are, what the time is, what should be done, and what is already done. Another challenge related to the fact that, well, in a way, in all these cases, there's other people that provide already services, that spend too much time, that lose their own privacy, their own free time, their own holidays, because they always have to take care. So this is just a proposal to solve the problem of the small number of relatives, family and volunteers that are the caregivers all the time. So this is have some kind of a time bank for volunteers. Let me say a list of volunteers where somebody will be available on Monday afternoon, another one will be available on Tuesday and Friday night, another one will be available to do shopping on Saturday morning, and so on. So you share the responsibilities. You get a list of people so that, let me say, also the spouse or the husband sometimes can say, tonight I'm going to my own club. I don't need to take care for my partner because somebody else is taking care. So you help people to still keep their own lives. So you can see people remain, the idea is people remain independent, but they could just share the responsibilities and take care for each other. And this is another one which actually is implemented and is available also in the Netherlands now. So this is some kind of a cafe where, let me say, both the people with dementia and the caregivers can go. And this is a location where everybody who is there, or nearly everybody, is in some way related to dementia. Either they are diagnosed themselves, or they are caregivers, or they are people who want to be caregiver. And in a dementia cafe, there's no reason to not speak about it, because everybody knows. We are all here because we are all related to this issue, and we know examples, and we know, some of us know ideas for help, and still it's just nice, because we meet and we can speak openly. We don't need to pretend there's no problem. No, we are all aware of the problem, and some of us have solved parts of the problem, so we can work together. Now, you can see these three proposals are actually, I'm not saying they are the best proposals or the only ones, but they have been developed based on an analysis of the personas. So an analysis of the people descriptions, which are not real people, but these are descriptions of typical people, help us to come up with proposals. So this is in a way the type of things you could do whenever you got your client 2 weeks from now. Okay? Good. Now, in general, what kind of options are available for any type of service design? And the first paragraph tells us that there is a lot of, let me say, standards. When we develop things for people in our modern society, we develop standard things. And actually, there's a strong pressure on society to make things standard. So if you buy a laptop or any machine with a keyboard, there's a strong pressure to make it a QWERTY keyboard, because everybody knows the QWERTY keyboard, and if you move from one machine to the other, if I move from a Windows machine to an Apple Macintosh or whatever, or some of the mobile phones, if there's a QWERTY keyboard, I immediately know where to find the characters. Right? So there's a strong pressure on keeping standards. And there's good reasons for that. But on the other hand, there are situations where we would like to allow more freedom or be more flexible. And especially in service design, we could go all the way to say, we will come to you to solve your problems. So suppose we are designing a new service for people with dementia. One possibility would be, we will find you in your home, we will come to you, and we will set up a service to help you where you are. Right? But there is an alternative to say, we set up a dementia cafe. Everybody who has a problem or it has something in relation to dementia, come to the cafe and there you will be helped. You can see, so, and there's a third option in a way where you could say, well, here's facilities, we put it on the internet, or we put it in an envelope or in a box, and if you need it, you take it. Right? And it really depends which of the three different types of services are best. It depends on the people and the condition of the people. And you could actually look at the personas I sketched before and find out that for some of the personas it would be okay to say, we will come to you to help, and for others to say, well, if you need help, here are the facilities, find for yourself what would fit you best. Right, so another thing we keep in mind when we have to choose in which way to develop our service proposals is that we could have different perspectives. And we should actually not make a choice, but I think we should keep both. First of all, we have to keep in mind that we are designing for people who are using the services. So whatever service you invent, you should look at it from the point of view of the people that will take the services. So in the Alzheimer case, you should look at the people who are diagnosed with Alzheimer or the people who are caretakers of people with Alzheimer. And so this is the first perspective, and you can never say, well, they have to accept. On the other hand, you keep in mind that any service you design means it takes a cost to develop it, it takes a cost to maintain it, it takes resources, finances, time of other people, and so you cannot just design the most expensive things, because in the end the client of design will say it's a nice design but we can never afford it. So you have to keep in mind both of these perspectives at the same time, right? So it's always you have to consider what's the experience that we provide for the people that take the service, and what's the price in time and money and resources that we have to pay to provide the service. And this is what the British political solution has been. So, and this is a political solution. In the UK, they decided that they don't want to make this distinction, but they want to allow people services, but people have to ask or go there, and people could also not take the services. So they are not providing the services for free for everybody, and they are not, either bringing the service to the people or making the service available and ask people to come. They in fact say, you have to decide in order to, in a way, balance the costs and the benefits. And this is a political decision in the UK, which is different from other